This is News Hour in Ifako Radio. Good morning, I'm Olanireti, Ololade. The major headlines. Senate reconvenes today as Electoral Act triggers uproar. Tinubu brokers peace as Fubara, Wike exit Villa together. Defense headquarters activates Operation Savannah Shield Inquirer. Oyo Princes launch court fight to preserve Alafin supremacy. Nigerians in South Africa threaten protest over killings of compatriots. Sports. Lookman reflects on bittersweet La Liga bow. Entertainment. My children got death threats during the enters on Motala. Actress Fatia Williams loses mother on eve of 55th birthday. News in detail. Senate reconvenes today as Electoral Act triggers uproar. The Senate will on Tuesday today hold an emergency plenary session amid rising national outrage over its handling of amendments to the Electoral Act, particularly the controversial decision to drop the clause mandating real-time electronic transmission of election results. The extraordinary sitting convened less than a week after the passage of the Electoral Act Amendment Bill 2026 comes as pressure mounts from civil society organizations, opposition figures, labor unions, professional bodies, regional leaders, and the swirling youth movement that has taken its anger to the gates of the National Assembly. The President of the Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio, is expected to preside over the plenary, which will be attended by the remaining 105 senators. In the past 6 months, the upper chamber has lost 2 members, Senator Okechukwu Izia of Enugu State and Senator Godiya Akwashi of Nasarawa State. The third lawmaker, Senator Jimo Ibrahim, recently exited the chamber after being appointed an ambassador designate by President Bola Tinubu. The development has reduced the number of senators from 109 to 106. The emergency session was formally announced on Sunday in a statement signed by the Clerk of the Senate, Emmanuel Odo. The President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has directed the reconvening of plenary for an emergency sitting on Tuesday, February 10, 2026. The statement read, "Plenary is scheduled to commence at 12 noon. Again, U.S. to deport 18 Nigerians on criminal list. The United States Department of Homeland Security has announced plans to deport an additional 18 Nigerians listed on its worst of the worst criminal register, bringing the total number of Nigerians scheduled for removal to 97. The development comes barely 1 week after it was reported that 75 Nigerians convicted of various offences have been marked for deportation. A follow-up check of the DHS website on Monday showed that 18 more names had been added to the list, indicating an expansion of the enforcement exercise. According to the updated records, wire fraud, mail fraud, and identity theft are among the most common offences committed by the newly listed individuals. An accompanying statement on the website said the arrests were part of an ongoing nationwide crackdown of criminal activities by U.S. authorities. It read, "The U.S. Department of Homeland Security is highlighting the worst of the worst criminal aliens arrested by the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement." Tinubu brokers peace as Fubara, Wike exit Villa together. Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara and Federal Capital Territory Minister Nyesom Wike departed the presidential villa in the same vehicle on Sunday night after a meeting with President Bola Tinubu. Presidency officials familiar with the meeting confirmed to our correspondents. According to the officials, although the two political rivals arrived separately, Fubara rode away with Wike after the president's intervention. They described it as a symbolic gesture signaling a possible end to their long-running political feud. Two of them did not come together. Fubara came first, then Wike came later. But at the end of the day, both of them left the villa together in the same vehicle. Doesn't that mean they both settled? A source said. Another source confirmed the meeting, saying, "Yes, he met them yesterday night. It is true. The two of them settled. He talked to two of them, but I can't tell you what he said." The Nation at first reported the meeting early on Monday, noting that Fubara accompanied Wike to his Guzape residence in Abuja afterwards. Defense headquarters activates Operation Savannah Shield in Kwara. Operation Savannah Shield deployed in Kwara State following the last week terrorist attack on Warrior community in Kaima local government area has swung into operation. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu ordered the movement of 1 battalion of troops to the area in the wake of the attack in which more than 100 people were killed. The defense headquarters said yesterday that the operation, which will also take charge of Niger State, will fish out the terrorists who killed people for justice to be served. In a statement yesterday by Defense spokesperson Major General Michael Onoja, also itemized some of the sources recorded by troops in other parts of the country. Also yesterday, General Officer Commanding the 2nd Division Nigerian Army, Major General Chinedu Nebe visited the warrior community. Oyo princes launch court fight to preserve Alafin supremacy. The Alafin of Oyo Oba Akim Owade has been summoned to appear in person or through legal representation in a suit instituted against him by some princes of Oyo at the Oyo State High Court sitting in Oyo State. The claimants Ladigbolu Adegboyega, Owade Taslim, Adeyemi Adeshino, and Adeyemi Adebayo filed the suit marked HOY/18/2026, seeking several declaration and injunctive reliefs against the monarch. In the suit, the princes are asking the court to grant an order of perpetual injunction restraining the Alafin, either by himself, his servants, privies, or any other person or persons whatsoever, from appearing at, attending, or continuing to attend occasions and functions which they claim are not befitting the status of a symbolic traditional head of the Yoruba race. They also seek an order restraining the defendant from acting in any traditional or official capacity that will make him subservient or inferior to any Oba in Yoruba land. The claimants further asked the court to declare that the office of the Alafin of Oyo currently occupied by the defendant is of immense historical importance, not only in Yoruba land, but also in Nigeria, West Africa, and beyond. They are also seeking a declaration that the Alafin of Oyo is a symbol of unity, togetherness, and the pivotal custodian of the cultural, customary, and traditional heritage of the Yoruba people. Nine worshippers abducted during vigil in Benue Church. At least 9 worshippers were abducted on Sunday by suspected bandits during a vigil at St. John's Catholic Church in Ojije, Utoku district of Ado local government area, Benue State. Local sources said the attack occurred around 2 a.m. when the church was holding a vigil as part of a 30-day program. The National Publicity Secretary of the Ufia Development Association in local government area, Comrade Jude Onwe, said around 2 a.m. 9 worshippers, including women and youth, were abducted from St. John's Catholic Church while they were at the vigil. Confirming the incident, Chairman of Ado local government area, Sunday Ochi, lamented that the church failed to involve security operatives despite prior advice. This is what we have been battling with. We received the sightings of the abduction, and I have mobilized all the security agencies. We are working seriously, Ochi said. A 18-year-old arrested for cutting husband's manhood in Yobe. The Yobe State Police Command has arrested an 18-year-old housewife for allegedly mutilating her husband's genitals with a sharp object during a domestic dispute in Potiskum local government area of the state. It was learned on Monday that incident occurred on Friday, leaving the victim critically injured. The command spokesperson Dungos Abdulkarim, in his telephone conversation, said the officers responded to a distress call and found the man lying in a pool of blood inside his room. On February 6th, our policemen responded to a distress call that the man was found lying in his room in a pool of blood. We rushed the house and could not find anybody, so we immediately took him to a clinic for treatment and later referred him to the Azari Medical Center for further treatment, he said. According to the police, the suspect fled the scene after the attack but was trapped and arrested on Monday. At the moment the wife fled, we could not get her until early this morning. She has been arrested and we are investigating to determine what transpired to the extent of her using a sharp object to cut off her husband's manhood, Abdul Karim added. Nigerians in South Africa threaten protest over killings of compatriots. The Nigerian community in South Africa has threatened to embark on a protest to demand justice for a Nigerian national, Emeka Uzo, who was reportedly shot dead during an anti-drug operation in Gauteng, a suburban region of Johannesburg. Uzo was reportedly killed at about 3 p.m. on February 8, 2026 at a Caltex garage in Windsor East, Randburg, a suburb of Johannesburg. The statement published on its website on Monday Action SA confirmed that the shooting occurred during its anti-drug raid. The statement read, Action SA can confirm that during an anti-drug operation yesterday, joined by Action SA's Ekwuleni mayoral candidate, Clerk Zolani Kumalo, a shooting incident occurred in which a Nigerian suspect, identified as being involved in drug trafficking, was shot. For too long, drug syndicates have terrorized our communities through violence, intimidation, and total disregard of the law. Action SA will continue to support every decisive and lawful measure to dismantle the scourge and confront the violent resistance of criminals who have grown comfortable believing they are untouchable. That era must and will end. The group added that its 10-point action plan to fix Ekwuleni empowered it to deploy all available resources to combat crime in the area. Sports. Lookman reflects on bittersweet La Liga ball. Ademola Lookman's highly anticipated home debut for Atletico Madrid in the La Liga was a tale of what could have been, as the Los Rojiblancos, the red and white, suffered a stinging 1-0 defeat to Real Betis on Sunday night, despite kicking his Atletico's career in a dream start following a masterclass performance in the midweek Copa del Rey. The Super Eagles found the Metropolitano a tougher nut to crack. In fact, Lookman thought he had leveled the score just before halftime, only for his clinical header to be cruelly denied by a marginal offside call. Even with a 56th-minute yellow card for a witty tactical foul, Lookman remained Atletico's primary spark until the 74-minute substitution. Taken to X after the match, he remains defiant. Not the result we wanted, but we stay positive. Very special moments making my debut in Metropolitana, Aupa Atleti. Atletico's defeat leaves them third in the La Liga standing. Diego Simon's side will now look to respond quickly when they travel to face struggling Rayo Vallecano next weekend, with their opponents currently sitting 18th in the table. Entertainment. My children got death threats during NSAS, Omotola. Veteran Nollywood actress Omotola Jalade Ekene has revealed that her children received death threats during the NSAS protest, an experience, she says, fundamentally altered her approach to activism. Speaking on Channels Television's Ruben Minds on Sunday, Omotola said she had previously grown accustomed to personal threats but was shaken when intimidation extended to her family. I am used to death threats. I have received them many times, but I have never seen anything like what happened during NSAS. It was intense. My kids started getting death threats. That's when it became real. And when I realized this was no longer just about me, Omotola said. The actress said the situation escalated further when individuals began searching for her at her home and workplace, prompting her to reassess her safety and that of her children. When people started coming to my home and workplace looking for me, I knew it was time to think beyond myself. I had to protect others, especially my children, she said. Omotola explained that the experience influenced her decision to move away from street protest towards more strategic and targeted advocacy, citing concerns about her children's growing independence. Actress Fatia Williams loses mother on eve of 55th birthday. Nollywood actress Fatia Williams has announced the death of her mother, revealing that the loss was concealed from her until after the 55th birthday celebration. In an emotional post shared on her Instagram page on Monday, the actress disclosed that her mother passed away on the eve of the birthday party she marked on Thursday, February 5, a development she said she was unaware of at the time. Unbeknownst to me, my beloved mother died on the eve of my party, and the news was cruelly kept away from me, she wrote. Peter described her late mother as a cheerleader, prayer warrior, best friend, and gist partner, adding that the reality of her passing has yet to fully sink in. Taking solace in her fate, the actress said the Williams family has chosen to keep the matter private for now, while requesting prayers and support from the public. Your love and prayers will mean a lot to me and my siblings this period. Burial details will be announced later, she added. Recap of the major headlines. Senate reconvenes today as Electoral Act triggers uproar. Tinubu brokers peace as Fubara Wike exit Villa together. Defense headquarters activate Operation Savannah Shield Inquirer. Oyo princes launch court fights to preserve a laughing supremacy. Nigerians in South Africa threaten protest over killings of compatriots. Sports. Lookman reflects on bittersweet La Liga ball. Entertainment. My children got death threats during enters. Amotala. Actress Fatia Williams loses mother on eve of 55th birthday. Follow us on all our social media handles. Facebook at Ifako Radio, WhatsApp at Ifako Radio, Instagram at Ifako Radio, YouTube at Ifako Radio, X at Ifako Radio, TikTok at Ifako Radio, Instagram at Ifako_radio. For news reporting, contact us at ifakoradio@gmail.com or call or WhatsApp 091-2222-7433. Special thanks to the news producer Olanireti. Thanks for watching. I'm Olanireti Ololade. Have a victorious Tuesday. God bless Ifako.